Hey guys, today we're in the old European quarter of Bangkok, and we're outside the old post office of Bangkok, which you can see has a kind of a 1930s aesthetic. We're gonna have a look around and check it all out. There's a lot of cool stuff in this episode, so stay tuned. Let's get into it. Let's go. Well, let's see if we can actually get a peek in here before they close up for the day. So it's a real classic kind of 1930s style building. Okay, I was told to not film in there. It didn't really matter. We got the job done anyway. So, basically, the reason that this post office has this 1930s type architecture, I would assume that it's probably from the time when the military controlled the country in the 30s, and of course in the 30s it was basically communism, democracy, or kind of nationalism slash fascism type stuff. And in that time Thailand took the third way, and so you see a bit of architecture along those lines, similar to what you might see in some parts of Europe still. It's very interesting as an architectural style, no doubt about it. Back there you might have seen a sign that said Bangkok Pier. So I guess there's a pier back in behind there. Okay, let's head along the side here. And actually a temple entranceway here. Let's head in. So we just came out of the front there of the post office onto Charoen Krung Road. And back in the day, I think it was called New Road, because I believe, if I remember correctly, that was the first road that was built out of the old town of Bangkok. And I think it was in response to the Europeans who had this quarter as their trading hub at the time. I think that was in response to them saying that it wasn't really possible, or not easy at least, to promenade, to walk around. Of course, back in those days, the city was focused on the waterways. So the river was by far easier to use for getting around, and the canals. Back in the days when Bangkok was called the Venice of the East, believe it or not. Hello, who's that weird guy? Yeah, so apparently the government at the time built that road, and it became a bit of an entertainment strip along there. There were a bunch of bars, at least back in the 1950s, probably before that, I'm sure. Dubious type bars, which means fun, right? So we're coming into a little Muslim quarter here. This is actually a Muslim graveyard on the right. Very cool area. And as you can hear, there's a mosque up here. It's a cute one.
اللهم صل وسلم على سيدنا محمد في الأولين والآخرين وصل وسلم على سيدنا محمد في كل وقت وحين سلم ورضي الله تبارك وتعالى عن كل الصحابة رسول الله أجمعين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين حمدا يوافيك في مزيدا يا ربنا لك الحمد كما ينبغي لجلال وجهك وعظيم سلطانك اللهم صل وسلم على سيدنا محمد صلاة تنجينا بها من جميع الأحوال والآفات وتغفر لنا بها من السيئات وترفعنا بها على الدرجات وتبلغنا من خيرات الحياة وعباد الممات وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين وإنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون اللهم اغفر لحينا وميتنا وشاهدنا وغائنا وكبيرنا وذكرنا وأنثانا اللهم من أحييته منا فأحيه على الإسلام ومن توفيته منا فتوفه على الإيمان.
All right, so the Charoen Mosque. I would have gone in there and had a bit of a closer look. It's worth a peek, but they're doing their thing at the moment, so I think let's leave them to it. And here's the embassy, I would say. Yeah, embassy of France. Let's head along this way. Bit of French-inspired artwork on the side there of the French embassy. The Embassy of France. Yes. Some of it's a bit odd, but never mind. Makes it interesting, right? Okay, so this place on the left is a very old department store. Very interesting. Right in the middle of the European part of town, or the former European quarter, I should say. It's not anymore. But there are a number of hotels around here that are quite popular. I do think almost all foreigners, or I can say Europeans, who come to stay in hotels in the area, I think pretty much 99.9% of them have no idea that this was the old European quarter. Which is a real shame. There's a lot of history here. Little Europa. Assumption College, one of the better ones in Thailand. And the fantastic building on the left, I've been told, was the old customs building. So of course the European sailing ships used to moor up along the side of the river, which is just down the end of this street here, where the building ends there, and there was a lot of trading going on along here. Europeans trading. That's why it was the European Quarter. So we're in the Oriental Hotel, one of the oldest hotels in Bangkok. With the famous bamboo bar. I'm not sure if we can get a look in there. So the Oriental is a landmark of Bangkok. Pretty much the first very nice hotel in Bangkok. It has a fantastic river view. Icon Siam, the most popular shopping center in Bangkok, just across the river there, which actually has a free ferry boat service which crosses from that mall down to Saphan Taksin, the bridge up there. It stops just under there. It's excellent in the evening when all the lights are lit up all around the river. And here's the original old part of the hotel. Let's see if we can get a look inside at the old part of the hotel. There's a miniature model of the giant swing, which is in Sao Ching Cha, the old part of Bangkok where they make stuff for temples. If you haven't seen my Sao Ching Cha video, I definitely recommend it. It's a really good one. So it's a great place for afternoon teas. Some interesting old photography along the walls inside here. Bit of high-end shopping. So if you want to treat yourself to something a bit high-end with a lot of history and tradition, then this is definitely a good place to stay for at least a night just to experience it. Let's head up through the lobby and we'll finish filming in here in the lobby because I didn't actually ask anyone if I could do this. That's why I started around by the bar area. Nice lobby, cool place. The Mandarin Oriental Hotel. Let's head back down onto the street there. Okay, we'll just head a little bit further inside here, not too far in. So even though we didn't ask anyone if it's okay to film, a bunch of workers went past. They look quite okay with it, and it's good to show people, and definitely I want to recommend the place. There's a back way into Assumption College there. And looks like a boat station at the end, so we'll head back up this way now because we've seen the river view from the hotel right there. Indicators are a thing. It's good to use them, not at the very last second as well. It's not a habit a lot of drivers in Thailand seem to have, but yeah. Anyway, so I do like to use 7-Elevens and also hotel lobbies. Sorry, also hotel lobbies, just to get a bit of aircon, get a break sometimes. So it's not unusual for me just to stroll into hotels where I'm not staying and have a look around. Also because I like to know about places to recommend them to family and friends when they pass through the through this part of the world, I should say. And sometimes I need hotels, of course, for my own travels, obviously, but I tend to pick the budget ones, except for special occasions. All right, so back out on Charoen Krung Road. Let's do it Thai style. Walk out on the road. Assumption College here. It's got its own church in the back there. Another example of European architecture, which shows you it's quite old. And we're at the end of Silom Road. But we're gonna talk about that in the future, but not today. Let's head down this back way for now. So the back way, the front way, whatever, we gotta seek the right way. And sometimes it's not the obvious way. But this is a cool little back lane here, a nice little shortcut to get away from the traffic noise. Temple gate there. Why? Because of course of the temple back in there. We'll wander along through this way here and we'll see that temple from the side quite soon. All right, let's head in here. And you see a massage shop, a tailor shop next to each other. What does that tell you? It's a tourist neighborhood. So the bit we've just walked through is the old European quarter. And like I said, I would say 99.9% of tourists don't know the history behind it. But most of the local foreigner action in this part of the city is based in the streets that we're going to look at right now. So right next to the old European quarter, you can say. I would say it's kind of the same area though. As that part kind of got older, people opened up more modern places next to those ones. And then the hotels over here, or just next to the old ones, kind of became an extended European quarter. And basically the gravity, the center. Hello, hey. The kind of center or the gravity kind of shifted over to here. Hotels like the Shangri-La, for example, which is getting a bit older now, I must say. It's a very nice and a very interesting hotel also. Riverfront view. Yeah, so unsurprisingly, more people stay over this way now, just because the hotels are newer. And so you see a lot of stuff over here for foreigners. And as I mentioned earlier, just when you go to the left through the small streets there, the street we were just on a few minutes ago, Charoen Krung, that was a bit of a nightlife street. Oh, probably even into the probably mid-1960s at least. Until the nightlife scene moved further down Silom Road to the Patpong area. And as the roads were developed in the city, of course, other hotels opened in different areas, and everything kind of spread out. So then it became more of a thing where there were different areas that foreigners like to gravitate towards, depending on their budget and so on, what type of traveler they were. It's a very cute little mosque here. It shows you that this area has some old roots. And what those roots are about, at least for this part of town, going back quite a ways. Well, this is a bit of a shame. Looks like there's a bit of renovation going on. I guess it's not really a shame. It'll be good when it's finished, but you see the sign says food center. There were many Thai food stalls outside this building, wrapping around it. And it was a really cool place if you're in the area to get something to eat. There's a few on the side there still by the looks of it. Gives you some idea about it. It says Bangkok Bazaar. See, it was a area that a foreigner could pick up some cool items to take back home, and there's also a bit of shopping here. And there's this excellent Chinese style shrine here on the left. So this is actually the other side of the Shangri-La Hotel. Of course, they have their own boutique shopping. And we're coming up on Saphan Taksin, one of the main bridges in Bangkok. And this is a bit of a transport hub along here. Obviously a bunch of tuk-tuks. But up here there's a BTS SkyTrain station. BTS Saphan Taksin, which is a very handy one. And we're actually right on the riverfront here. It's a bunch of these pickup trucks which are used for local transport, like in the way van or minibus might be used. They're called song taos. So a bunch of song taos. Good way to get around if you can figure out where they go and how to use them. If you know a bit of Thai, it can help. Or if you know a local who can help you figure them out. Otherwise, keep your eyes open, see where they go. Or just jump on one and have a magical mystery tour. It's a good idea. And it's a great boat station here. This is actually the last station or first station, depending on your perspective, for boats that go all the way up the river from here. All the way up to Nonthaburi. And on occasion, I think there's the odd boat that goes slightly further up to Pak Kret Island, but they don't seem to run regularly, or at least I think not at the moment. Or they might have, maybe they are at the moment, I'm not sure. Seems to be an on again, off again thing. But let's head up onto Saphan Taksin. There's the BTS station just back there. So we're getting later into the day. Oh, some dragonflies. Don't know if you can see them. Swarm of dragonflies. I love those creatures so much. Ever since I was a kid. So magnificent view up here. As the sun sets over Bangkok. The ghost tower in the distance there. Charoen Road going down this way. We'll talk about Charoen Road and the area around it in the future. Alright guys, let's finish up with the $1 million view. The classic Bangkok river view here over the Chao Praya River with all the big buildings around here. It's a very cool place. Alright, I really hope you guys enjoyed that walk through a bit of the history of Bangkok, and see you guys in the next one. And please remember, click subscribe, like, and hit that bell button so you get a notification for the upcoming videos. Alright, bless you all and wish you all the best. See you in the next one. Bye.